AB de Villiers shocked the world when he retired from international cricket on Wednesday. I brought in SA Cricket Magazine editor Simon Lewis so that we can discuss this topic. How's it, Simon?
Cool. It's not great to be here under the circumstances, but we've got to be positive.
At this particular point, with a whole year left to go, until the World Cup, just under a year, was it necessary for him to really call it quits?
I suppose it's really difficult. Timing is such a difficult thing when you look at, there's a year now till the next World Cup, so that gives us a lot of time to prepare, which is good. So from his side, thanks AB, you've given us time, you've let people know. He could always have played out to the World Cup and maybe had an injury, and then we could really have been stuck. So if he feels that he's ready to go, it's probably good to respect that and work around that. He's a father with young children. And as a father myself, I know when I was young, I would have bitten off my arm to have achieved what he's achieved. And as a young man, I would have said, my wife and kid can wait, I'm gonna just go to this World Cup. But being a father now, you also realize, with young children, and maybe there's another child on the way, you're missing out so much. He's already given South African cricket so much. And if he's tired and feeling like he's got no energy, well done to him for saying that he wants to pull out.
But for me, the problem was, as a South African cricket fan, I'm sure that I can speak on many South African cricket fans' behalf, that the manner in which he's retired, that video that he put out when he went to Tuks University and he stood in front of the camera and he was just speaking to the public and decided that he's going to take to Twitter to announce his retirement. I mean, others felt that a little bit cheated out of a proper goodbye to AB. Like, we had the opportunity with Morne Morkel, where he announced before the test that he's going to retire. So it gave the South African public an opportunity to chant his name one last time. And I mean, AB is probably the biggest superstar, one of the biggest cricket superstars in the world.
Yeah.
And for him to not even give us a chance, that have been supporting him for so many years, give him for 14 years of his career, I mean, to not give us a chance to actually say goodbye to him in a proper manner that he deserves. I mean, I felt that was a bit, yeah,
I can understand that does hurt as a fan, but the logistics, the next time they're playing really would be in Sri Lanka if that tour happens. So when does he call it quits? It's very difficult for him. It's sad for the South African public, but that's how things sometimes go. You don't always get to say goodbye to your heroes.
Well, okay, he's gone. There's nothing we can do about it. So I just want to go a little bit into the future and just think about a little bit about. We can't find a direct replacement for AB de Villiers. That's obvious. But there is a vacancy now in the spot, in the squad, and in the side, in the 11. That number 4 position, number 5 position, where AB would have probably fitted in, is vacant now. Do you see anybody that has the potential in the current lineup?
For me, you always want to be careful of putting too much pressure on young people. You don't know if there's a young guy going to come through who, just out of nowhere. And maybe there's an older guy who's ready to actually step up and fill the void. So you don't know. I think to me the most important thing is AB has set a benchmark and he showed us a way to play cricket in a different way. To me, the exciting thing is our bowlers. I think maybe for the World Cup we need to take a new approach and say, let's try to win the World Cup with our bowlers. I don't want to put pressure on players, but what names do you think are good replacements? Not replacements for AB, because you can't replace him, but who do you think could form the backbone of our batting side?
Yeah, well, the obvious option, my first option would be Aiden Markram. I mean, he, captain of the Under-19 World Cup winning side. As well, he's open for the test today and he showed his caliber over there. He's been brilliant in the Momentum One Day Cup for the Titans. I mean, that 180 odd resonates with me that he scored against the Lions. It was unbelievable the amount of stroke play that he had in his arsenal. And that's one option that I feel. He's actually a natural opener, so I actually wouldn't mind to maybe push Hashim Amla down the order in this one. I mean, I know he's one of the best openers in ODIs, but I would push Aiden Markram up, get a young blood with Quinton de Kock up front, and then just put less pressure on, because Amla has been struggling for form.
It also allows Amla to sort of nurse the middle order and tail,
exactly.
So keep away from the newer ball. It makes good sense.
A lot of people called for Riley Rousseau to come back. He's had some opportunity to play overseas and then the English conditions. It would be great for someone that is familiar with that conditions to come back, and he was always tipped as being the next AB. I think the mere fact that he left was because of that fact that AB was in the side and he just couldn't get his way into the side. Well, I think we should just sign off with maybe giving one moment that stood out for us about AB. I know for me, probably my favourite knock ever was that obviously that fastest century that he scored against the West Indies. And that's what made AB a magnificent player for me. It was just so easy to watch. And so it made cricket exciting no matter what form he played.
AB, he was 20 when he made his Test debut, so we shouldn't be scared of young players coming through. Let's embrace it, let's give them the chance to step up and be what they can be. AB leaves a huge, massive void, but he also leaves opportunity for people to fill that void.